Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so this isn't what I was hoping to load into. Anyways, that's the sub. What we're doing is today we're going to look at putting the nuclear reactor into the gunboat. I'm going to try anyway. And that means I'll be able to get rid of half the weight on this mast, which will be cool. To be honest, I don't even know which ones. Okay. So, first thing we need to do is destroy the engine that's here, and we need to knock out a couple of these walls. So, probably that one, and we'll put it in signature mode. I can't remember how much of this had to... Actually, no, we might not have to knock out any of these walls. I need to clear some space first. So, we need to destroy the engine. All the work I did... Cats meowing. Are these 5x5 or is this 3x3? These are the 3x3s. Yeah. Alright, there's probably a lot of things that were tied to those generators, so I'll have to unfortunately leave them for now. And I'll have to find a way to tie them in somehow. Okay, so we can get rid of all this stuff. And then we'll go over how the nuclear reactor works before we install it. It's cool because I think on one of my ships, there is an interface for the reactor. I think I built one. It was green and it's kind of ugly, but it looks, we'll use it. Alright, there's going to be a lot of patching to be done. And that also means we won't be carrying any fuel anymore. So I can probably get rid of this. Oh, that was the vent. Alright, we can just keep that as a feature of the boat. Okay. So now what we need to do, let's look at the nuclear reactor. And we can put it in here part for part, basically. Let's see, first we'll get rid of these vents. And then there were this whole system. Right, I had to have this whole setup for the ship. Now, I just thought it would be easier if I ran the pipes all this way that if the ship gets damaged, it might be easier to handle it this way. Maybe, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. A majority of the weight on this mast is going to be, which is cool. Cool. All right. So the nuclear reactor. Let's see to make sure all the holes have been patched. What's that one there? Or whatever it was. It's there now. Okay. All right. So the chamber. So we have 4 rods, right? This is where the rods thingies, and then these are the controls so they don't overheat, right? And the 4 rods just go in there. And you're probably wondering why it's so large. I have no idea. I just found that in my experience, this is how I had to design it. Right? The more water you can heat up, the more you get out of it. So I just tried to maximize the efficiency of it. Right? And then I just used some of these blocks just to try and make the amount of water that's inside it. And then same thing, steam turbine, steam goes into the turbine, recycles itself into the system, but in this case we use the steam to run the pistons. Easy peasy, and the pistons become the generators. So what has to happen? Let's see, we need that. So if we cut that, all right, this has to sit right on the floor. See, it's got a hole in the bottom of it, right? That would have been what that row of blocks is. So I'm hoping it fits in here. What's all this? All the vents. All right. Just fits. Boom, just like that. Wow. All right. Okay, so we need to close the reactor. Now, we need the rest of it. So, this is where the steam comes into the system. I wonder if there's room. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it'll fit that way. It'll have to fit that way. So, this is going to be difficult. See, I could, if we got rid of this, think we'll have to get rid of this as well. At least to there. Oh, this is that pipe, so we can get rid of that. Alright, so that frees up a little bit of room. Let's see, the pistons I'm not too worried about. Let's get them, let's isolate them and get them out of here. Basically, we need this. No, I don't know if this, I'll have to verify with the submarine if I needed any of this logic, if I start having issues. Okay, and then I need this steam bit here. So, when you are working with the pistons, steam comes into the piston and steam comes out of the piston, right? Steam has to come out of the piston as steam is going into the piston. So you have to be careful. Depending on how you design it, you can lock your system down. Essentially what that means is you don't want to be merging pipes. So these two pistons, so every piston has its own supply and release. Okay? That's how that has to work. Otherwise, this piston will have to wait for this piston to fully release the steam before it will release the steam. And then you're not going to get any power out of it. You're going to go, hey, how come I have no power? So each piston has to be able to relieve steam at its own pace. And then what we do is, after it's able to release the steam, then you can merge it. I don't know, for some reason, you can't merge it there. You can merge it here. Same with the supply. You have to supply it independently. Okay, and then that steam, oh boy, this is where I'm going to get lost. Comes in here somewhere. It goes into the condenser, turns back into water, which goes back into the system. Okay, so we've got that part down pat. So now that is the drive shaft, which is coming from the turbine. Okay. Now, let's see if we can take this. So what if this can be independent? The top part can be independent, the condenser can be independent. This. All that can be independent. Oh, must have been directly on top of that. Gotcha. And then the water comes back into the water tank. Gotcha. Oops. So there's two condensers. One for the steam pistons, and then one for the actual reactor itself. Okay, interesting. And then this is just a water line to there. Water out. Steam in. But it was sitting on top of... Oh no, that is what was powering that. Okay, gotcha. There we go. Oh, and then I need this part here. All right. And this feeds steam to the pistons. Gotcha, you see? Steam to the pistons, steam out into the condenser, into water. Gotcha, gotcha. That's the setup. This needs to be attached to that. Okay, so that's the drive shaft. Okay, so let's get rid of this here. Now that I know what's going on. Okay. Easy peasy. And now what is this control panel over here? Well, these were just the outputs for it, right? And these are just the outputs we're hiding because I don't want to mess with it. And then it's basically set up to be automatic. So, yeah. It's not set up to be automatic, but you use a keypad. All you do is you punch in your core temperature, which you want it to sit at, usually 200 to 500. And then tell the rods to connect, boom, and that's it. That's all we need to do. So now we need to get this inside there, I think would be the next plan. So we'll take this. Make sure I've got all of it. Ooh, I don't have the constant on signal, that's okay. Or those pipes. Oh, okay, that's, oh, it needs to be, no, it's going to need to be up by 1. Geez, let's merge that to that. Okay, then we'll do that. There we go. Cut that. So it'll fit. That's pretty good. That's really good. Ooh, and then we have that there. Okay, so let's take this. We'll just paste it there. And we need to move these microcontrollers out of the way. All right, make sure we got everything. Yes. Okay. So if we paste that there, look, it just fits. And then if we merge it in, and then just change the piping here. It's important to do this as we add it, and then that way we don't forget later on. Oops, did I remember? Just eliminate any of the troubleshooting we'll have to do. Okay, so the next thing we need to add now is the piston system. I guess we could take the control panel too, but we'll leave that. The piston system. Now, the piston system. We could isolate each piston. I think that's what we're going to need to do. We need to isolate each piston. Like that. Look at that, just fits. It just fits. Oh my goodness. That's so super exciting. So where do we put it? Let's see. May as well, we can't make it that close because we'll have to come up. There we go. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 from the reactor. And then may as well do that. As far forward as possible. Right, then what we have to do is we have to drop the ship in the water and consider we have to balance it after all this. Is that what the pistons are right on the back by 1? Yeah, right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Oh, look at that. Paste. And we can merge that. Oh, and that's okay. Let's get some more music going here. Okay, so now we can connect these together. This is our common water supply, and then this is our common steam. Excellent. Now what else do we need to add to the ship? Really, we just needed to condense the cold water. Does this need RPS? How does this thing work? How does this thing work? Alright, there we go. So that's all it needs. So this let's see, if we put that there, that's all we have to do. Is that center? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that is center. I like it. So if we paste that there, and then All right, so now we need to see where is our, that's the water out. And then this is our steam in. All right, and where did that go? Where's the water tank? So it has to go back to this water tank here. Water out. How easy this is. A couple of messy pipes. I like it. And then steam. So the steam will have to come from here. Let's see here. There. And then we'll do this here. Bet you we'll be off by 1. Oh, nice. So that's it. And what's the last thing we need? Control panel. Oh, and then the alright, so we'll take the control panel. We don't need this. This can be buried somewhere. I've forgotten how this thing works. It's been that long. Look, it's been that long since I looked at it. I've forgotten how it works, but it's really complicated. That's why I'm just like, I just bury it somewhere. Let's see. One day I'll look at it again. All right, so then this is what we need to connect. So if we cut that. Now, I don't know, they were just geared a certain way. I know I had to figure it out. This comes directly out of that, which feeds into there. So all right, supercharged generators. sloppy with the piping. It's been so long since I've had to do so much piping since the rocket ship. I really hope this works. So then I think what I ended up having to do, so I just have to check one more thing on the sub. Oops. Whoopsies! Is that a channel plug? Yeah, maybe. Alright. We'll save this. Okay, we'll save this. Now we need that in there, and then we need insert the rod button. We need two. We need insert and release. Alright, and then electricity. We'll pull from alright, so insert rod. There, that's all that matters. If it melts down, it melts down. Whatever, right? I should put a hazmat suit on here too. Now that it's nuclear powered, we should probably have a hazmat suit. Alright, because you know this thing's going to get struck. It's definitely going to get hit. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So that has been all installed. I said I needed to check one more thing on the sub, but I don't think I do. What we need to do is we need to install a clutch here. Yeah, I knew there was a bunch connected with it. Paste that. Hold on, I'm just reworking this. All right. Why am I reworking it? Because we need to put in a clutch. One of these. I want to do that, right? Hey, yeah, there we go. Now, why is that? Well, the pistons are going to be constantly running. They're not going to be shut off because they're going to be constantly fed steam. So to avoid any issues, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we can additionally control these. All right, and that's just for reverse from there. And so now what I've had to do is I set up this huge gearing system to amplify the speed, and of course we're gonna have to tweak that. So I think we're absolutely ready to go. What do we need? We need these controls. Let's get another keypad. This can be the clutch. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab I made a sweet control panel for the reactor when I first built it. And I am going to be taking that and using it just because it has a good interface, has a good layout. Alright, paste that. Merge that. Now, is your systems button on this? Maybe it is. Okay, let's test it out. Oh, see how it sits first. Okay, gonna need a lot of weight on the front, which is good. It's good because I wanted to rework that a little bit. Actually, I did. I'm gonna make it white for now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess this is gonna interfere with the camera actually. We don't need a lot of weight. We do need some weight. A little bit more. Like a ton more. We do need a lot of weight, actually. All right, let's see. Almost got it. Yeah, look at how much taller out of the water. This is cool. So we need even more. Keep going. This was all fuel before, so now we're kind of trying to make up for that displacement. But it's good that we're able to put it right on the bottom of the boat, which is where we want it. It's going to keep us stable in the water. There we go. I actually kind of like that. That's pretty good. Alright, now you see we're kind of listing a little bit to the one side. So now we just need to add a little bit of weight to this side here. in the front, and we'll probably be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we'll save that. 280,000 this little thing's worth. Oh yeah, like that. All right, so then, let's see. I didn't hear anything go, so all right, what's going on here? Probably needs electricity, I would gather. Oh, they're going the wrong way. Whoopsies. Alright, so should be able to insert them there. And then release fuel rod. Yeah, like I say, we'll worry about that later. That should be that. Now it has power, so the pumps should be working. Alright. Always a little bit of troubleshooting. It'll take a minute for it to start up. Why is that still working? Huh. Ha! All that does is just turns on the, oh, and it releases. Ah, there's the release, the connector. Ah, yes, 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 yes. So that needs to release the connector. There we go. And then I noticed that this doesn't have a backlight. Okay. Where are we at? Ooh, 45 minutes. All right. We managed to convert this thing into nuclear. Now what we got to do is test it. Make sure so core temperature, we'll set it to 200. There we go. And then of course we just have to wait for the core temperature, which will now need a dial. And it's not the core temperature, we need to wait for it to start making steam. That takes like 30 seconds or something. See, I thought I had inside lights on this thing. Oh yeah, there we go. I can hear it humming. So if we look at the temperature, it's still only at. And then this is the generator. This is all that matters. Alright, so while we're waiting, I know I got now like, oh, you gotta do that one more time. I know, so I want to put a couple of dials here in the up here. Eventually these are gonna be on the screen, right? For now they're just gonna be just dials. Put one there, alright. Actually, since this isn't working, let's do this. Yeah, the depth finder just isn't working right now. I'm gonna have to recalibrate it, figure it out. Alright, so the core temperature. We are reading that from here. Oh, and then we want to know if the generator is going. So many dials. Like eventually this will be, all this information will be here, right? Let's take this one. And then that dial there can be the generator. So that way we know when things are moving, when parts are moving. It could even be like steam temperature, fluid volume. I suppose that's kind of important too, right? To know. Let's see, look at that one there. Generate, like I say, I have a screen for all this kind of stuff where I sorted it all out. We'll have to get it and move it on here. I guess the last thing we could get is, yeah, the fluid volume might work. But that'll do for now. Alright, let's finally test this thing out. Now it's going to be tweaking the gears, right? Can we go fast? Probably won't need generators now. Now we'll be able to remain at sea literally forever. I have no idea what that cow's doing. Just like, the weirdest pathfinding ever. Gets too close, I'll have to put it down though. I think it needs to hit 100. Probably don't need these doors anymore. Oh, this temperature needs to be 100. Oh yeah. The steam boiler to produce steam. Well, I don't know how high it's going to go. It shouldn't go that far beyond 200. There we go. Now the pistons are going. No, it's producing steam. Oh, I see. I forgot to connect a few things. Silly me. Is that the only thing I forgot to connect? I think that is the only thing I forgot to connect. That's pretty good. The water! Forgot to connect the water. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'll change the thermostat over to the right temperature so we know it's actually the steam that we rely on. And not the, I mean, the core temperature is important, but we need the... come on. Come on. Come on, someone. All right. All right. Okay, so we've done that. We've done that. Oh, yes. And then we want another thermostat for another dial, I guess. Thermostat dial, whatever you want to call it. For the temperature. Bury it down here. Steam boiler temp. Alright, and that one comes from this one here. This is what tells us if we can drive or not. Now, what was the issue that we just had? I forgot to connect the water supply to the pistons, or the steam supply to the pistons, right? So we get the steam in and steam out, but the steam was coming out here and then it wasn't doing anything. So all right, now let's final answer. The cow. It's getting pretty close. This is my dock cow. It's getting pretty close. Spying for the enemy. I wonder if I can pick him up with a magnet. I should come over here with a helicopter and a magnet. See if I can pick that thing up. Or a cage or something. Just you get it out of the water and then you release it, and then it runs right back into the ocean. Right? It's like, okay. All right, so we're just waiting for. And then I got some paperwork to do. I got some stuff to do. Yeah, I put lights all over this thing. I thought it'd be wicked. Right, if this was An emergency? There was a tsunami coming. I don't know. We wiped out. Wait, tsunami. Let me start my boat. But once we get going, we don't have to stop. We're nuclear. This thing will go forever. It's perfect. Holy moly! Give me some yogurt while I wait. That thing's got to hit 100. And then once the steam temperature hits 100, then we'll be able to leave. So this will be what's so cool about these subs, is that the subs will be able to hang out forever underwater, and they'll be able to supply power. So it works almost like a little base. What is that in the camera? Oh, that's the... What's that? The wind thing. I tell ya, that's some good stuff. Good stuff, that yogurt. Alright, can I leave yet, please? Nope. Oh, you see that? You see that? You see that? I really hope I connected that button. I may not have. I may not have connected that button. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Well, if only this thing was working. Let's see. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of them for me to shoot at. Did I even? Did I even? I did not. Look at that. Shame on me. Yeah, there was a lot of things, not a lot of things, but there's a few things that were connected. I'll figure it all out, but at the end of the day, okay, let's go see if we can get that destroyer. Come on. Come on, ship. What do we have for in the video here? Holy, we're over an hour. It's going to be like 10 minutes for this thing to start up. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, it's so sad. It's just right over there. I just want to shoot at it. We could launch the diesel one. Well, as soon as we're ready, we'll go. Okay, there'll be more of them. They'll cluster together and I can go over there and shoot all of them down. It'll be so much fun. Just wait 10 years to do it. See now what what's all about. Man, oh man, he just snuck by. He knew. He knew. He was like, a nuclear ship. It's immobile. Now's our chance. Just wait. This one might melt down. La 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 la. Wow. Attention passengers, it has been 2 years. We are now finally ready to leave. don't think the other one takes this long. Maybe I forgot something else too. But I won't deal with that in this video. We are just going to deal with this for now, and then like I said, I got some paperwork I got to do. Oof. There we go. Oh no! Steering's been disabled. This thing's gonna be going wicked fast. Oh, the steering was disabled. Oh, because of power. Oh my goodness. That's gonna have to do for today's video. We just don't have the time to start it up again in this video. I apologize. That is gonna do it though. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you. So now we have a nuclear powered ship and we have a nuclear submarine. We're gonna take the submarine out and we're gonna see if we can get some oil with it. Thank you so much.